Okay. Okay. Live. We're live with a choose your own adventure game. We are live. Live. My first evening live stream. This game was requested by a viewer on the YouTube channel, which you may be watching this on. My dogs will end up barking. That's not a mean thing. That's how they play. So don't be afraid of that noise. Just had to mute myself to yell at them. So I'm just going to be reading this game. I'm going to be reading through this game. If you are going to be joining chat, I would like for you to help me read this game. That would be very helpful to me if you would help me read it in the chat. I've got this fantasy music going on. For us to hang out with. I assume that one viewer is our Twitch robot or whoever it is. But we're just chilling right now. Wait a few minutes before I start. Alright, I've tweeted out that we're live. Nice. Spag Boy, what's up, man? Welcome. I didn't know if you dropped by or not, but I have done this. I've done this all for you, Spag Boy. So, if you would do me the kindness of dropping me a follow on Twitch, that would make me real happy. Yeah, that would be great. I got something in my eye. Sorry, it's going to be hard to read. But I'll be okay. Very nice, my child. Yeah, it'd be great if you would I don't like to use this word lightly, but smash that follow button. I'm trying to get started on Twitch. I'm trying to get some action going here on Twitch. So your follow would mean the world to me. I haven't started yet. No, I haven't started yet. I was hoping, some people would drop in, but now that you're here, we could get started. You let me know. I don't know if you have any choice of games friends that you would like to bring in, but when I started, I saw this text here, and I didn't know if I'd kind of come in the middle or not, so I hit restart. So this is the first page of the game, it seems. Welcome to our third viewer. Yeah, I want you guys to help me play through this. We can make whatever decisions you guys want to make as we play through. But I'm going to be reading to you. I'll try to be as dramatic as possible. But yeah, if you've got any other choice of games, friends, or homies that you want to see the stream, make sure you let them know what's going on. And stay active in chat just so I can know what to click and when to click it. But you give me the go-ahead, Spag Boy, when you're ready to start, since this is your thing. This is your request. In the meantime, we got a little medieval music playing, or some some fantasy themed music. I assume you guys can kind of hear that low underneath my voice. But welcome. Welcome, 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 all one of you. I thought we had three there for a second, but it might just be me and you, Spag Boy. Or maybe you're not there anymore. I don't know. But I think we're good to go. The Aether. Would we pronounce this Aether or Ether? I'm gonna go with Aether. Unless otherwise specified. What's up? What's up, everybody? Waiting just a minute to get started reading this thing. I'm going to be doing some dramatic, or try to do some dramatic reading. I think my reading is pretty good. Reading comprehension is fine. Did pretty good on that stuff in school. Spag Boy is in chat if you're not Spag Boy. He requested that I play this game. I'm new starting on Twitch streaming, so I figured I'd stream it and see if we can get anybody to tune in and check it out. But if he doesn't respond here in a second, I'm gonna go ahead and start reading this thing. What do you mean it's glitching? Now it's working. Alright, Spag Boy's got it working. Looks like Spag Boy's got it working. I'm gonna go ahead and start reading this bad boy. The Aether, Life is a God by A. Red Wolf. Correct me on any pronunciations I get wrong, and whenever it's decision time, I'm going to need your help. Spag Boy, since you're in chat. Awesome, great. Let's do this. So, The Aether, Life as a God by A. Red Wolf. The hunger. Your body feels weak, your mind obscured and clouded as you float through the empty void. Streaks of light catch your peripheral attention, but you can only focus for so long until the craving overwhelms you again. Suddenly, a concentrated glow appears in the distance, standing out among the millions of faint white specks scattered across the endless expanse. It glows brighter and brighter until you can finally make out a figure within the aura. It charges towards you, faster than you can move. Before you can react, a voice emerges. Greetings, your young omnipotence. I am Epoch. The being floats stationary in front of you. I will guide you throughout your sacred quest of becoming the most powerful being in the universe. Epoch looks you up and down. Oh no, it seems your celestial form is in a quite weak state. Quickly, you must absorb the power of the recently deceased god. So, what's happening? Where am I? Do I say that? What do you mean by absorb the power? How did this god die? Your name is no longer Epoch. Lead me to this fallen being. I am powerful enough as it is. Take me straight to the court of gods. And skip intro. I don't think we want to skip the intro, so let me know what we want to click. I personally am leaning towards what's happening, where am I, because I don't know. That's me personally. But you let me know how you want to play this thing. Of course, if it takes too long, I'm going to go ahead and click one. Pick the 4 option. It's the best for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your name is no longer Epoch. Let's do it. Of course, your omniscience. What is it? What's our name? What's our name? Should we name him Spag Boy after you, Spag Boy? I guess I could restart and see them. I'm happy with this one. I'm good to go. We're gonna name him Spag Boy, since this is your thing. We're gonna name him Spag Boy. All right, Spag Boy. Of course. My apologies, Master. What is happening? Oh, Spagius. Oh no, it's too late. I'm sorry. Oh, your name is no longer Spag Boy. We're gonna name him Spagius. Okay. Now, what's happening? Where am I? What do you mean by absorb the power? What's next? What's next? Spag boy, help me out. Help me out. Help me out. We probably have a decent lag on this stream. It's not too bad. I think I'm gonna go with what's happening. Where am I? That's what I'm leaning towards here. I'm doing it. What's happening? Where am I? Why, you're in the Aether, the realm of gods. I understand your confusion, Master. It is well known that in weaker forms, divine entities can have difficulty grasping reality and forming memories. But do not fret, your mightiness. You will soon grow to rival the strength of all others in this realm. I guess maybe we have to go through all of these. What do you mean absorb the power? How did this god die? Your name is no longer Spagius. Lead me to this fallen being. I am powerful enough as it is. Take me straight to the court of gods. What do you mean by absorb the power? Recently, a powerful god was slain very near here. When a god dies, all other astral beings possess the ability to absorb a portion of that god's energy. Why, in the Aether, energy is never created nor destroyed, so the power of that being has to go somewhere, and it should be yours. Master, however, he interjects, the power of a god is a great desire, and there is much demand for it, so the longer you stay and the more power you absorb, the more dangerous it becomes, as other beings will want to take it for themselves. I'm showing on Twitch that it's not stopped. Here, I'll check it on my phone too, just to see what's up. I'll check it on my phone. Like I say, I'm new to the streaming situation. This sounds like it might be an issue on your end though. Yeah, I've got fantasy themed music. I assume you guys can kind of hear that low underneath my voice. Huh. Are you absorbed, the more dangerous it becomes, as other beings will want to take it for themselves. Am I no longer live? What's going on? What is up? Maybe it's because of the music. Here, I'm going to turn off this music and see. That might be getting us in trouble. I don't know. Update information, 2 viewers. My stream is good to go. That seems to be alright. I'm live. Looks like I'm live. I am live. Wonderful. Great. Thanks, Spag Boy. Thanks for putting up with me, man. Or lady. I assume you're a man, though, based on the fact that you are a Spag Boy. So, perfect. We're in. So, help me out again. Power of God is a great desire, and there's much demand for it, so the longer you stay, the more power I absorb, the more dangerous it becomes for other beings, and will want to take it for themselves. I say lead me to this fallen being. I don't care how he died. You are a man. Okay, cool. Confirmed. Man confirmed. Spag Boy, man confirmed. Spagius, lead me to this fallen being. Spagius flies you through the twisting nether, dodging clouds of ethereal gas and scattered rocks. Suddenly in the distance, a faint glow of light penetrates the vast darkness. As you come closer, the light glows brighter and brighter until everything around you becomes visible. Before you lies the colossal corpse of a fallen god, its celestial form appearing to slowly disintegrate into nothing. You feel a powerful energy permeating the void around you. Simply being in the presence of this great being seems to make you more powerful. Quickly, your greatness. Concentrate on harvesting as much energy as possible from the void around you. Spagius shouts, "We cannot linger here long. I can already feel demons and other creatures of great power approaching." You meditate on the vast source of energy around you, floating stationary. You feel it seeping into your very being. Power plus 42. Nice. All right, Master, that is enough. We must get out of here. I'm going to trust Spagius on this one. I don't want to suck too much power. What do you think? Spag boy. First option will help me more. Okay, let's do it. That's fine. You concentrate harder, consuming as much of the energy as possible in a few more seconds. Power plus 22. Suddenly, Spagius knocks into you and flies you away from the being. How dare you? I was not finished. Thank you, Spagius. It was hard for me to pull myself away. I like this. Oh, do the first option. How dare you? How dare you? I was not finished. That's fine. I am sorry, Your Mightiness, but it was too dangerous to stay any longer. Looking back, you see a horde of astral beings swarm over the body like ants, tearing each other apart. As you fly through the Aether with Spagius, he speaks up once more. Now that you have a bit of power under your belt, it's time to get you registered at the Court of the Gods. What is the court? Why are you helping me? I find it difficult to process everything that's happening. I'm curious as to why he's helping me. I'm curious as to why Spagius is helping me. Very curious indeed. What do you think? Spag man? Spag child? Spag boy? Stream still up? Seems like it is. Says I'm live. Seems like I'm live. Yeah, do the second option. You got it, partner. I was sent to you by someone. I'm not quite sure who, but I think you will meet them one day. Your mind grows weary from the sudden accumulation of so much information, but he continues. And with a being as powerful as you at my side, I will have no fear of others in this realm. Let's do what is the court. The Court of the Gods is the powerhouse of this realm. It is where all beings of power go to discuss godly matters. There you will gain a foothold with other gods and obtain additional power. I find it difficult to process everything that's happening. That is understandable, Master, Spagius responds. Just moments ago you were a lost spirit within the void, possessing little to no energy to your name. You will find that as your power grows, so too will your mind and body. You will find it easier to understand the complex systems of the universe and manipulate them to your will. That sounds daunting, or sounds exciting? I think it sounds daunting. I think it sounds daunting, Spag Boy. I think it sounds daunting. What do you think? If you're just joining the stream, we are reading a choice of game, an adventure game. Choose your own adventure. I have, both options don't matter. Do which one I want. That does sound daunting. So we're choosing, letting you guys in chat choose the story here as I read. It may at first, Master, but I have no doubt that you will become a great god. Just as before, Spagius waves you through the fabric of the Aether and a dim glow emerges in the distance. As you approach, the astral clouds start to become more orderly and less sporadic. Debris becomes sparse, and an energy similar to that which you experienced by the fallen god fills the space around you. Suddenly, structures appear from nothing, and an expansive wall materializes before you. Regardless of how high or low you fly, it seems the wall reflects your elevation. As you approach, an ornate golden gate becomes visible, and two colossal beings stand before it. Their massive size belittles you. "Halt!" one of the beings shouts. His voice shakes the Aether, and you can't help but be at least somewhat intimidated, knowing that with a swing of his astral power, he could likely destroy you. "What business do you have in the Court of the Gods?" Spagius speaks up. "I have here a being of power that must register before the gods." With that short exchange of words, the guards move aside, a trail of stars following behind them, and the gate opens. As you float in awe, Spagius pulls you in and reveals a flat ground upon which more structures seem to be built. Despite your efforts, you can't fly far from this new surface, forced to hover just above it. If there is one thing the court loves, it is order in this chaotic realm, and this is their place of power. Don't expect nearly the level of freedom in here as you would possess elsewhere, Spagius comments, noticing your struggle. I am not fond of being bound. What is the court? Let's just get this over with. I'm not fond of being bound. Let's do that one. Soon you will rule this realm, Master. I am sure of it. What is the court? The court is a group of gods that attempt to rule over the Aether. They are supposedly some of the most powerful beings in the universe. You approach a long marble staircase that leads up to an equally impressive structure with tall, ornate columns and golden clouds surrounding all sides. This, Spagius holds his astral arms out, is the courthouse of the gods. He leads you up the grandiose staircase and into an expansive room that appears even larger on the inside of the building than the building itself. Massive thrones line the walls, and in many of them sit giant beings arguing amongst one another. It's all right, man. I completely get the bad connection situation. I am just recently have a connection decent enough to stream, and that's only through like a mobile jetpack hotspot that I pay some guy for somewhere. You are weak, Ophaldir, one of the great beings shouts. No Thostras, please. Another of the entities cries from across the room. I will have order! The third god shouts at the end of the room. His voice shakes the entire building, and a flash of light blinds you for a moment. As your vision quickly returns, the being continues speaking. My dogs are in here. They're bad. I have to imagine my smaller dog peed on the floor. That's no good, man. Sorry about the freeze. I'll just I'll float my way through it, and if you guys want to jump in at chat at any time, let me know if you get the connection thing going. You argue amongst yourselves like worthless demons. Suddenly the room stretches and distorts before you, rapidly becoming unrecognizable. In a flash, you are teleported into another room. A similar being, but much smaller and closer to your size, stands before you. I'll beg you not to disturb the masters. The creature stares at you for a short duration. I assume a weak being such as yourself would have no purpose here other than seeking recognition. You look around and Spagius is nowhere to be found. I'm here to register, I think. The being shakes its head. Just fill this out. It hands you a golden document with inscriptions. It takes you a while, but you are eventually able to understand their meaning. Please inscribe your name exactly as you would like to be addressed. I would like to be the Great Tankini I'm going to be the Great Tankini. And not to be confused with the small ladies swimwear. Not small, whatever. The Great Tankini will be my name. Now, for a brief moment, I'm going to have to go let my dog outside. I will be back in 5 minutes or so. I'm going to put you on a quick little screen here. I'll be right back. I'm just trying to keep the dog from peeing on the floor because we have a new puppy. I will be right back. I'm back. Would you believe that in the time that we've been doing this, my dog has already peed on the floor? Isn't that great? Isn't that great? I love it when dogs pee on the floor. One of my favorite things. I am trying to stream on Twitch as opposed to YouTube. I did some research on it. I'm not, all about the money or anything, because obviously I have 5 followers or whatever we want to say. So that's not really my concern, but I just feel like Twitch is more of a place for streaming in general. I very rarely find a YouTube live very easily. I feel like Twitch, just you come here to watch people stream. Also, with Twitch, I can stream here and then immediately export to YouTube. So really, I can kind of put it on both. But Spagboy, if you know other stuff about YouTube and why I should do YouTube instead of Twitch, I'll definitely take that into consideration. Just because if you're an experienced guy or whatever, something, let me know. But let's get this started back. Let's start this back up. Let's go. So, in high-level court settings, some beings wish to identify as specific genders. Though these identifiers hold no real significance other than personal preference, please specify which identifiers you would prefer. I'm cool with he, him, his. If you guys would prefer something different, you can let me know. But I'm cool with he, him, his. The Great Tankini is fine with being a male god. I think I'm going to go ahead and make that call. Let me know if that was wrong. If you didn't enjoy that. But also, Spagboy, appreciate the follow. So, you hand the creature... One quick second. Spagboy, you are hosting me. That's cool. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. I would love to know what that means. But that's awesome. I hand the creature back the golden parchment. The Great Tankini. Interesting. Are you sure? Yes, I am sure. I am pleased with this. Great, he mumbles in a clearly disinterested tone. As a god, you have the power to create and alter lower dimensions. You may enact upon these realms, however your strength allows. Please refrain from interfering with the mortal planes of other gods. Spin reality responsibly. Thank you and have a nice day. My dog was arguing with me. That ain't cool. Great, he says all that. Before you can say another word, you are whisked away and find yourself back in the dark void. There you are, Spagius says as he appears beside you, seemingly out of nowhere. I guess it went well since we're back out here. Where is here? Sure, where is here? This is the void. Here you can create your own world and bend it however you like. Well, granted you have the power to do so. Go ahead, fill this infinite void with stars. You snap your fingers and suddenly shimmering dots glisten all around you. Magnificent, almighty one, Spagius exclaims. Create a calm world filled with cooperative plants and animals and non-violent food chain. Create a balanced planet with herbivores, carnivores, and a complex biosphere. Or create a hostile world dominated by strong carnivorous plants and creatures. I'm going to need some help with this one, folks. I'm going to need some real help deciding on this. So let me know. Let me know. Third option, you got a hostile world dominated by strong carnivorous plants and creatures. You twist the void around you and shape it into a physical form. You zap the newly formed surface and organisms spring to life amidst the disorderly rubble. Wow, you create the strongest creatures I've seen in some time, Master, Spagius comments. Watching you piece together a magnificent beast. May I ask, what kind of world do you wish to create? Would we like to create a world in which all species thrive equally? Would we like to create a powerful race that will worship me, or create life and see where it goes? I think see where it goes is a pretty cool idea, but I'm at your mercy, Spag Boy. I am at your mercy, my friend. It's up to you, sir. Up to you. Also, I have no clue what it means that you're hosting me. Thanks, Bag Boy. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I will keep going on your behalf. I'll keep streaming, and we'll just see where it goes. And you can watch it on YouTube later on if you feel like it. Any other chatters out there, let me know. Let's see. I want to create life and see where it goes. Pew. Interesting approach, Master. Most beings would crave power, but perhaps you value understanding and knowledge foremost. I would warn you, though, O Great One, if left to freely wander, the minds of your mortals may diverge from your divinity. If they stray too far, I'll remind them who their creator is. Let them. I desire to see how life festers if left to do so freely. No, I'll remind them who the great Tankini is. Don't you worry about that. Spagius nods with delight. Yes, I have no doubt in your omnipotent abilities, Master. You fill the landscapes with all sorts of magnificent plants and exotic animals, but finally decide it is time to create a worshipping race to grow your strength. You spend some time contemplating what this new species should look like. How will these creatures walk? Bipedal legs for strength and flexibility, 4 lean legs for speed, several appendages for climbing mobility, and slug-like movement through mucus-covered membranes. I'm going to have to say no thanks to the membranes. I don't really want to make spiders. But we are going to make spiders, so let's make spider people. Let's do some spider people. What kind of arms will these creatures have? 2 strong arms for maximum strength, several arms to provide multitasking and climbing, so we could make a spider, just, a spider, top and bottom spider. Fin-like appendages for swimming. No arms, they manipulate objects with their mouths. Bipedal, he says. Oh no, I went back. That's my bad. That's my bad, brother. That is my bad. Here, I'll pull up my stream and just make sure there's nothing I'm seeing that's messing up. I'm not sure what's going on because it's like it's creating an on-demand video. What is going on here? Twitch, what are you doing? It says I am live. There we go. I'll check out my live situation here. I don't know how to work Twitch. It says I am live. Okay, so that should come back through. Yeah, I should be good to go. It must be a connection thing on your end, and I'm sorry about that, Spag Boy. I truly am. But I missed your bipedal comment, so we're going to have to continue the way we are going. So let's do 2 strong arms for maximum strength. Will these creatures be large or small compared to their environment? I think moderately sized. So we're going to make spider people, essentially. We're making spider people. What will you call this new series? Spidey Boys is what we'll call them. We'll call them Spidey Boys. I decided to name my new creations the Spidey Boys. Continue. So I am the Great Tankini, and I rule a planet full of Spidey boys. Where is my preview? There we go. We've been live for 35 minutes. I create the first 2 Spidey boys, already full grown, and greet them upon their birth to on my planet. Greetings, my creation. I'm the Great Tankini. I have created this world for you, and as long as you and your children worship me, you will thrive here. Welcome to your new home, Spidey boys. You and your children are free to live however you wish. Hey, welcome everybody. I'm letting, if you're here checking out the stream, I'm reading a choose your own adventure game. And I am a god, and I have just created a species of humans, or, creatures called Spidey Boys. I am the Great Tankini. My dog is growling in the background. But I've created Spidey Boys, the first beings, and I'm meeting them right now. And I'm going to tell them that as long as they worship me, they'll thrive. The young creatures are confused at first, but after a short while they understand that you are their creator and build a small shrine to worship you. Yeah, a little bit of worship, eh? A little bit of +6, eh? Oh no. I continue tweaking my creations when suddenly an intense sensation of fatigue rushes over me. Oh no, Master, Spakius cries, you've expended a great deal of energy into your creations. You should rest. Perhaps, I stutter. I rest. I slowly regain consciousness, gazing out into the endless Aether. Ah, Almighty One, you are awake. Did you enjoy your rest? I'm going to say what happened and try to figure out what happened. Also, if you are here and you like what you see, this is not the typical stream we do. I stream other games, which you can see on the channel here, but this is not typically what I do. But I will do more if this is something you guys like. Just let me know. What happened? You exhausted yourself. The influx of essence you absorbed and then relinquished must have been too much and caused a debilitating reaction, Spagius responds, but you have trouble fully understanding what he's talking about. Sorry, I got a barking dog back there, y'all. She's a sweet little pig, but she's a barking dog. But you have trouble fully understanding what he's talking about. Don't worry, Great One. As your power grows, so too will your ability to wield it and your understanding of the universe. Moving on, you return to your mortals and continue watching them grow. Though there is no literal sense of time in the Aether, your memories do accumulate and bring about the sensation of time passing, and you begin to grow bored. The Spidey Boys have begun reproducing, and now several dozen inhabit a small cave in the desert. The shrine they have erected in your honor still stands, and the Spidey Boys have begun offering you a portion of their scavenged food as tribute. Suddenly, a plea from one of your Spidey Boys erupts from the surface. The Great Tankini! You hear your name... What's the voice for the Spidey Boys? Probably something high-pitched. You hear your name travel through the skies of the Aether. The Great Tankini! You hear it once more. Peering down, you find the source of the cry to be a man trapped in a small cave with a narrow entrance. Outside the cave, a large beast seems to be patrolling the area. Commune with the man. Let's commune with the man. You identify which of the Spidey Boys it is and channel the man's consciousness to commune with him. Bentley. You say the man's name and he immediately knows it's you. The Great Tankini? Oh, thank the Great Tankini, you've answered my prayers. I got myself stuck in a bit of a pickle. I was out hunting with my brothers, then we got split up by this monstrous beast. Now it's gone and trapped me in this cave and won't leave. I will kill the beast, but you must haul the carcass with you and not waste it. I will scare off the wild beast. Yeah. If they get this food, they'll worship me with it and I'll get some power. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about the power here. Yes, of course, the Great Tankini, the man responds. In a classic display, you conjure lightning from the skies and strike the monstrous beast with a billion volts of electricity. The beast is instantly cooked, and Bentley is pressed against the back of the crevice as deep as possible. After the storm subsides, he pokes his head out to make sure the coast is clear. Bentley! His brothers shout from the distance. As the three are reunited, they celebrate over the catch you have blessed them with, bringing it back to the village. They throw a grand feast to celebrate your omnipotence. Power plus 18. Nice. Beginner's luck. I've successfully freed the man from the cave. Resolved, you return to the skies of the Aether and continue your everlasting watch. Again, however, you eventually grow tired of watching the primitive progress of your creations. Master, Spigius interrupts, appearing out of nowhere again. May I make the suggestion? You are the almighty creator of this world. There are many things you can do. Though they will eventually learn on their own, you can lend a hand and teach them a thing or two yourself. Be careful, though, because influencing alternate dimensions always takes a toll on your energy, and exactly how much cannot always be determined. Teach the Spidey Boys how to create fire. Teach the Spidey Boys to hunt. Teach the Spidey Boys to farm. Teach the Spidey Boys to fish. If I rest, will I regain my power? Let's see. Let's see what happens when we rest. I'm afraid it's not that easy, Master. When you expend your power, it is either consumed by something you have created or lost to the Aether. There are, however, several methods to gaining power beyond that which your worshippers provide. For example, you can absorb essence from deceased gods, as you did before. However, it is not often that gods of any significance are bested, perhaps once in an eon. You could gather energy from lesser beings scattered throughout the Aether, assuming you have the strength to best them, but as you grow more powerful, that proved to be more trouble than it's worth. Gods can also relinquish power willingly. Perhaps if you were willing to make a deal with one of them, they would bestow power onto you in exchange. It seems to gain a significant source of power, I must dabble in politics. But for now, I would like to teach the Spidey Boys to hunt. You gather the strongest individuals among the Spidey Boys and teach them the art of crafting simple weapons and hunting. It does not come quickly, and there are a few casualties in their first few hunting voyages, but soon the Spidey Boys become master hunters. I'd also like to teach them to farm. The Spidey Boys are dumbstruck at the ease of planting seeds in the ground. At first, they try planting in rocks, and then they decide that if the plants need water to survive, to simply plant them in lakes. But eventually, they understand the concept and begin sectioning off fertile land for farming. Power -7. Welcome, guys. If you're here reading a choice of game, I'm a god. I'm controlling my world, and I've created a race to worship me called the Spidey Boys. My name is the Great Tankini. I don't want to hunt the creatures. Let's gain a significant source of power by dabbling in politics. Indeed, Master, though it is not the quickest source of power, you may even be able to twist some circumstances in your favor. On second thought, hunting the demons of the Aether may be the easiest solution. Let us make another visit to the court then. Hey, 6 viewers! That's the most I've ever had. Welcome. We are reading a choice of game. I'm a god. My name is the Great Tankini. You whisk yourself through the twisting void of the Aether, continuously dodging debris spread throughout the infinite space. You find yourself questioning, for the first time, the origin of this rubble. From what you have found, it seems to consist merely of scattered rocks and ethereal dust. As you ponder this new enigma, you find your mind growing weary as you verge on the brink of this new mentality. You arrive at the court gates once more, the same 2 guards standing watch. This time, however, as you approach, they seem to recognize you and allow you passage without confrontation. Spigius appears next to you. We should head to the courthouse and seek an audience with one of the court gods. One of them is bound to have a contract they need filled. You look around the court center and notice a large marketplace not too far away. You can hear the voices of beings advertising their wares. What kind of goods could gods be selling, you ponder silently. What do you mean by contracts, Spigius? Let's see. Jobs, quests, missions, wills, or deeds, O Great One. When you complete the requirements of a contract a god has offered you, they will bestow upon you whatever reward was outlined. You never know what quest a god will offer you when you visit the court. To the courthouse. Let's go. You approach the courthouse doors, only this time they are guarded by a being much smaller than those at the gate. What business do you have at the courthouse of the gods? The being inquires. I have come seeking a contract with one of the court gods, you respond. The creature looks you up and down. In this form? Could you don something a little more... A momentary pause suggests a lacking of a better word. Cordial. My ethereal form is fine. Let's conjure a physical form, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking over there because chat is over there, but I know that you live in the camera. All of you, all 5 of you. Also, thank you so much for watching. I think one reason I like these choice of games is because I play D&D. Tank Media Games actually has a D&D podcast called Dungeon Boys on iTunes and SoundCloud if you want to check that out. Spinning your essence around yourself in a flamboyant vortex, you arranged your celestial fibers into a sequence that resembles some fantastic creature, much like the other gods. What creature do you identify with most? Bear? Absolutely a bear. That's the only option for me. I'm sorry. I am a bear. What feature will be most prominent? I'll be a big white bear. A big white bear. Yep, sounds good. Also, in chat, if you want to join me in making some decisions, you let me know. Or you just do it, and I'll, of course, let you choose. You will appear as a white bear. Is this acceptable? Yes. The creature simply nods and then holds a golden scroll in front of its face. You there! A brawny voice emerges from behind you. Turning, you see a large being that takes the form of what seems to be a bipedal golden fox creature. God entity, he continues. What is your name? The Great Tankini is my name. Yes, you'll do. I am Nothostrus, god of the court. The god raises a fist to emphasize his might. I am seeking a strong-minded individuals to help maintain order in our beloved court. It pays in power. Are you interested? Nothostrus inquires. Sign me up. You've piqued my interest. Tell me more. You'll have to search elsewhere. You've piqued my interest. He smiles. I thought you might be. Come with me. We will speak further inside. Nothostrus motions for you to follow him inside the courthouse. He leads you down a long, expansive hallway and ushers you into one of the many rooms. It's a decently sized room with artwork and artifacts lining the walls. Noticing you looking around, he comments on the pieces. These are some of the greatest inventions ever developed by mortals. I like to keep the memories. I like to keep the mementos. Now then, on to business. He backtracks. Recently, there have been a surplus of attacks on travelers making their way to the court. The court is supposed to be a haven where beings from all over the Aether can come to feel sheltered. To be attacked on their voyage is the last thing we want. I'm sending anyone willing out to patrol the void near the city borders and kill off any hostile demons they come across. I will provide you with a bit of power to defend yourself with, but your true reward will come from the beings you defeat. Anything you get off them is yours. If you bring me back any useful information, I will reward you further. Nothostrus raises one of his fox appendages and streams a font of power into you. Power plus 100. Return to me after you feel you've cleared the perimeter, he instructs. Right away. Let's see if we can get any more power out of this. Then you better start small, he remarks acerbically. That's a word I've not seen before. He waves his arm and you find yourself transported to the outside the city walls. You start your patrol casually gliding along the city's exterior. Oh, down to one viewer. We gone. Okay. Cool. That's good because I was probably going to stop after about an hour. As you patrol, you soon realize the wall seems much larger on the outside than it did inside and wonder if it will ever loop back around. After quite some time in mortal years, you begin to grow bored of inspecting the immutable wall and staring off into space. With your ever-evolving mind, you try pondering the origin of the universe, but just end up perplexed. Let's stay resolute. Concentrating your mind, you try to maintain your resolve and focus on the task at hand. Left, then right, you scan the horizon, watching for any suspicious activity. Suddenly, a stream of light catches your eye in the distance. You speed toward it and discover a hole in the supposedly impenetrable wall. A significant crack is allowing a small amount of celestial energy to seep out of the city and into the Aether. A shout erupts from behind you, and you turn to find several demons charging towards you from the ethereal fog. Using the power that Nothostrus gave you, you swing your arm around and send a pulse of energy toward the creatures. The wave strikes them, instantly killing all but one. The survivor flees back into the clouds of the Aether, whimpering in pain. Stay and absorb the dead's essence. Knowing where your priorities lie, you let the demon escape and instead gather the loose essence lost by the creatures that attacked you. Great. Net 1 power, plus 31. Glancing back, you examine the breach in the wall. As you peer closer, you can feel the seeping energy empowering you slightly. Power plus 2. This leaking power must be why demons have been loitering around the court recently. Before you have time to decide what to do, another being appears from the void. This one slightly larger than those who ambushed you earlier. Whoa, 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 there it speaks. Don't worry, I'm not going to attack you. I'm no fool. I just want to talk. You better talk fast. Name's Jomi, the creature remarks. Look, I know you were sent out here to clear. We'll give him a New York accent. I know you, wherever you may be from, I'm going to try this. Of course, I'm not very good at it or whatever. I'm going to go with the comedically New Yorker, I guess. Tell me if I'm doing it wrong. Name's Jomi, the creature remarks. Look, I know you were sent out here to clear us demons out, but I want you to see both sides. The being moves a little closer after realizing you aren't going to immediately attack. Your court gods, as you call them, consider us monsters. Nothing more than dangerous wisps, but there was a time when all of you were just like us. The demons out in the Aether attack each other because they don't know any better. It's only when we accumulate enough power to grow our minds, like you and I, that we finally start to understand. That's why I've come to you. We need that essence leak. It's a source of power for all of us not welcome in the court, and we don't have to kill each other over it. In time, as my brothers become stronger, they will learn and the attacks will stop. Just buy us enough time to get there, and tell Nothostris you couldn't find anything. Alright, I'll tell him I did all I could. The power Nothostris would reward me is too great. You must leave or die. There are enough beasts in this realm as it is. Who is right and who is wrong in this situation? I don't know. Let's side with the demon. Alright, I'll tell him I did all I could. Thank you, stranger. I knew you looked like a reasonable fellow. I'll do my best to keep these gremlins in check. The being responds in excitement, backing away into the ethereal fog before you can change your mind. Returning to the court, you have informed Nothostris. Excuse me, I'm checking my phone for something. You informed Nothostris that you found nothing unusual on your patrol. Really? Nothostris responds aghast. It seems whatever miscreant is responsible for these attacks is more elusive than I anticipated. Very well, thank you for your efforts, the great Tankini. You may keep the power I bestowed to you. Nothostris waved his arm toward the door, signifying your dismissal. Having exhausted your leads at the court, you return to your planet for now. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I didn't know what that button did on OBS. Returning to the court, you informed Nothostris that you found nothing unusual on your patrol. I already said that, sorry. Spigius advises you on the way back. Great one, we are already out here. Now would be a good time to hunt for some additional essence if you wish. Very well, let's see what we can find. You whisk yourself through the twisting void of the Aether, continuously dodging debris spread throughout the infinite space. You find yourself questioning for the first time the origin of this rubble. From what you have found, it seems to consist merely of scattered rocks and ethereal dust. We've already done this. A demon, Spigius asserts, coming up from behind you. What is a demon? A demon is one of the weakest forms of life that inhabit the Aether. They possess very little power, but I would not underestimate their strength. Without a strong mind, beings often regress to savagery. Let's attack the being. You encroach upon the entity. Careful you do not give yourself away as a predator. However, as you peer around the cover of a floating stone, the demon somehow senses your presence and begins charging towards you. From its ghastly core, an arm extends and claws protrude outward. Grasp the creature, vastly overpowering it, and crush it in your fists. Evade the creature's charge and attempt to blast the demon from a distance. Let's blast from a distance for minor power. You dash to the side. Your burst of speed leaves a trail of ethereal dust in your wake. Before the demon can respond, you blast it with a powerful burst of lightning and nearly disintegrate the creature. The remains of the demon float in place as its essence disperses. Taking a deep breath, you inhale what is seeping around you. The rush of energy flows through you, and you can feel it bolstering your strength. Let's return to my planet. With your newly found power, you arrive home and check on your worshippers. As you head back to your planet, bearing the newly found power you have acquired, Spigius speaks up beside you. Great one, it has just dawned on me that you have yet to name your planet. All great worlds have a name. Do you have one in mind? We'll name it after the world in our Dungeon Boys campaign, which is the world of Medine. Medine, this is how all the Aether will know of your world. Are you certain that this is the name you want? Yes, let it be so. Upon reaching Medine and peering down from the sky, you realize several centuries have passed since you left, and the Spidey Boys have begun dividing themselves into many different villages. As you watch, you witness the tribes feuding, arguing over how to properly worship you. A majority of the villages stick to the old ways of worship through daily prayer and tribute, but a couple of tribes have branched off. One branch seems to think that the offerings the other villages provide are excessive and believe that you would prefer these resources instead be used by the Spidey Boys to fuel their growth. A third faction has also arisen. The other Spidey Boys call them the extremists. They live in shanty homes and believe that all luxuries and excess goods should be sacrificed to you as tribute and consume only what is necessary to survive. The feuding has gone on for decades, and it seems the extremists are preparing to attack the other villages for their blasphemous ways. What will you do, your omnipotence? Bagius inquires. The Spidey Boys can think for themselves, so you don't have to do anything, but this holy quarrel may be a pivotal moment in the race's development. I'm going to intervene on behalf of the original tribes. Which tribe do you favor? The traditional one. You focus your gaze on your loyalists and can hear their prayers asking for protection. They mobilize a weak army amidst their allied villages with the hope of fending off the encroaching army of savage extremists. So sorry to disturb you, Master, Spagius intrudes, but I must warn you, how you resolve this conflict will impact your people almost as much as the victor themselves. Whether or not your people evolve into righteous warriors or apathetic cultists may depend on your actions. Your people are your children, and they learn from your actions as much as they learn from their own parents. Bless the chosen one with divine power. Bestow a blessing of might on the warriors. Let's bestow a blessing of might on the warriors. You go before the priests of the village, those you can most easily commune with, and imbue within them the ability to bless individuals with divine favor. Before the battle, your priests bless every single soldier with your boon. As the troops battle in the onslaught, they fight with the otherworldly strength, striking down as many as a dozen foes before succumbing to any enemy blows. In only a few short hours, your chosen Spidey Boys completely overrun the opposing tribes. They take prisoner those who surrender and cut down the rest. As the slaughter subsides, the commander of the blessed army asks you for guidance. Your omnipotence, should the prisoners of war be spared or executed? We will release those who repent. I like the sound of that too. Mia. Be quiet, baby. I'm almost done. In the coming years after the war, the tribe develops and establishes itself on the planet. Power plus 66. Awesome. Alright, folks. Thank you so much for watching this stream. If you watched any of it, if you're watching it after the fact on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this reading through. We were trying to let it be a little bit interactive, but sadly that did not work. But if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you come check me out at twitch.tv/tankmediagames. And subscribe, chat with me. That's one reason that I wanted to do Twitch, is so I can hopefully be more interactive with our little community here. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed it. We're going to shut it down now. Like, of course, there's a couple of you guys just joined in, but you'll have to catch it on the archive of it, or go to YouTube and subscribe to me there, and you can find it there as well. But I would love if you dropped a quick follow, if you would, hang out with me again in streams. I stream every morning at 5:15 a.m. from 5:15 a.m. to 6:45 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you're up late in California, or if you're up early here on the East Coast, or if you're anywhere else in the world, please come and hang out with me while I stream. And I play games, I enjoy it, and I want this stream to be a place where people feel, welcome. I want to have a solid community here if I'm blessed with the ability to have one, and I just want it to be a positive place for everybody to come and hang out. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I love you very much.